Hello and welcome to English Without Borders. I'm Kayla, your American pronunciation, confidence, and fluency coach, here to give you some interesting tips today on how to stop limiting yourself in English. If this is your first time here at our channel, please subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you never miss a new video lesson from us. And if you haven't checked out our Patreon page yet, where you can find extra bonuses for your English learning to boost your learning experience, you can check that out in the description box below. So let's get to the meat of this video today. Today I want to talk about the way that our self-talk or our inner dialogue can drastically affect our learning process when we are learning another language. I don't want you to ever limit yourself. I want you to feel free and comfortable and confident when you speak English. I found that for years in learning my second language, before I felt confident, I was constantly pulling myself down with the way I talked to myself about my language capabilities. So today I'm going to share a tip with you all on how to not limit yourselves and how to feel confident and strong when speaking English. So the main question I have for you guys today is, when will you be happy with your level of English? This is an important question, so I'm going to repeat it again for you. Have you ever genuinely asked yourself when you would be happy, content, and fulfilled personally with your English level? At what stage is that? And how do we define it? Have you ever actually set a strict goal for yourself to determine when you will finally feel fulfilled with your English level? For many language learners, we've never done that. And this is something that I didn't do for a really long time. For the longest time in Spanish, I remember telling myself that I would finally be happy and finally consider myself fluent once I never made a grammar mistake, once I never messed up on my pronunciation, or once I never got stuck trying to search for vocabulary. But the reality is, that's simply not the case. I was looking at it all wrong. Now, I'm going to pose to you another question. If you hear a native speaker or someone with a very high level of English speak and make a mistake, correct themselves, take a pause to search for a word, would you all of a sudden not consider them to be fluent? No, of course not. Taking a pause, thinking of the perfect word you want to use, or correcting your grammar is not a direct reflection of how fluent or not you are in your second language. Looking back at my own language learning experience, I realized that my internal dialogue, my self-talk, my own thoughts when I was thinking about my capacities and abilities when I was speaking my second language, it wasn't helping me, right? It was tearing me down. It was not promoting this fun learning experience that I really wanted to have. I told myself things like, once I speak perfectly like a native, then I will consider myself fluent. Or once I understand every word I hear in every conversation, then I'll consider myself fluent. But if we limit ourselves to only feeling good about our language learning experience once we've reached absolute perfection, then we are taking away all of those ups and downs of the learning process that really, in my opinion, is one of the most magical parts of learning another language. When we make mistakes learning a language is when we create really good memories, perhaps very funny ones, of funny things that we said with friends or new family members that didn't make sense, or it was just something that made everyone laugh in the moment. Those are really fun memories, and they're things that you can take with you forever. And we talk about this a lot in our English Without Borders classes, that Every mistake you make is a learning opportunity. And when you make a mistake or you feel like you're in one of those down moments where you mess up and you have to grow or learn another aspect of the language, those are the parts you can take advantage of. And every time you make an error, you're probably not likely to make that error again, right? So if you embrace those moments and view them as learning experiences, then it's much easier to reflect on how you're doing in the language learning process, right? We don't want to beat ourselves up or speak to ourselves negatively when we make a mistake. And we don't want to have this expectation of perfection just so that we can feel good or confident when it's time for us to talk. The definition that we can find of fluency in any dictionary is fairly simple and goes something like this: one's ability to express themselves easily and accurately. So if you feel you can do this in many different situations, whether you make a mistake or not, you can accurately express what you want to say, and it feels relatively easy, or you feel comfortable in expressing it, you are probably already fluent and you didn't even realize it yet. Because you were holding yourself back. You were limiting yourself in recognizing all of the achievements that you have made in your English language learning journey. These small achievements are a really vital part to feeling good and confident and feeling like you can do anything, right, in your non-native language, in this case, English, and recognizing those small little things that you did better today than you did yesterday is a really important part of that process. So if today you feel more comfortable speaking with a new person in English than you did yesterday, that's awesome. Celebrate it. And if today you learned a new word or you finally stopped making that grammar mistake that always held you back, that's an awesome achievement. Celebrate it. If you've watched my past videos and have heard my thoughts on fluency and fluency building, you will know that fluency is not something that today I don't have it and tomorrow I will have it. It doesn't work like that. Fluency is always on a scale, right? And the more that I practice and the more comfortable I feel in a language, the more my fluency can increase. And the more I hold myself back, limit myself, am afraid to speak, don't take advantage of opportunities to practice, the more my fluency can decrease because I'm decreasing my level of comfort in that language. Now, I want to bring you back to the first question I asked you in this video. When will you be happy or content with your English level? Would you prefer to be happy with the level you have today, but excited to get better tomorrow? Or would you prefer to remain unhappy, striving for perfection, and never feeling like you actually get there? What is perfection anyways? How can we define that when it comes to language learning? So what I recommend for all of you to do, if you have this issue or you're struggling with these limiting beliefs and constantly talking down to yourself about your English capacities, I highly recommend that you sit down with some pen and paper and write down what are your goals, right? When can you define when you will be happy in how your English is going? Is your goal to be able to travel and speak casually to people on the street? Is your goal to be able to give a presentation confidently and not feel nervous when you give it to other people in English? Or is your goal perhaps to be a very good reader because you love to read and you want to feel fluent in reading? Define these things for yourself, and I highly encourage you as well to just be happy with where you are today because you have worked so hard to get here. I appreciate all the work you put in, and you should too. Another way to reshape or retrain your mentality regarding how you feel about your English is journaling or writing down in a notebook your emotions, your thoughts, and your feelings regarding your English happiness and your English level. What are you feeling that maybe you haven't expressed verbally? Right? Even just writing down and recognizing these emotions can help you see if perhaps your self talk or your emotions regarding your English level are negative. And if they are negative, then you can define or isolate the things that you want to improve on or the thoughts that you want to change. And if it's positive, then you can find those things that you like about your language learning journey and that you can keep reinforcing every day in your self talk. All right, guys, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it has inspired you to stop limiting yourself with your inner self-talk in English. Please remember to subscribe to our channel if you haven't yet so that you never miss our notifications. Join our Facebook community completely for free if you would like to take advantage of 3 free Zoom classes that are live and interactive with us every week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And check out our Patreon page. The link is in the description box below if you would like extra access to more benefits and bonuses coming from me as an English teacher. All right, guys, that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy learning.